Hello and welcome to Matt's Presents. So, before we start, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe for this channel as well. We've got plenty of new content coming out. I'm doing a bit of a change, so we're going to do it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I was just going to do it every Tuesday, but now we're going to do it those 3 days of the week. So, in today's episode, we are talking about that Regeneration, that shoot you got awarded on the 31st of May this year. Now, it has been roughly around about 6 weeks or so since that actually happened, and it still plays on my mind quite a lot. But before we get into that, before we start as well on that, I should say, today we have our sponsor, and they are Dubby Energy, and they have powdered based energy drink that you add to 350 mils of water to 1 scoop of the energy drink powder. You say that. And all you do, shake it up, drink it. Better than any energy drink I've had. It really does help. As I have mentioned before, I am currently in, now this is my 6th full week of being post-surgery from actually having screws in my foot, ligament replaced, Achilles heel fixed, and plantar fasciitis fixed as well. And as I've mentioned before, I am on quite strong pain medication due to that, and I have started coming off them, and due to that my sleep schedule and everything is all over the place because my body is not coping well without this medication. And thankfully I've got a plan from the doctors, so that's all one good thing. So with Dubby Energy itself, my body itself, when I'm feeling tired and I have that energy drink, it really does work and help me. So there's a link below where you can get 10% off. I will make sure it's all linked in properly so you can see it all. And also, as well as that, is I have attached Google Docs as well that will allow you to see some of the products that I believe would be good and ideal for yourself starting this service with Dubby. So just before you do that as well, please be aware they are an American company. They do ship in the UK. And also pretty quick delivery as well. I ordered on, say, Monday of 1 week. By the Friday of the next week, I had the products there. I will say, when I was looking at the tracking, it went through so many levels of customs. And then when you got to the UK, it literally, man went to Heathrow. It literally went through one piece of security, and then next day, knock on the door by Royal Mail, and he handed it over. As simple as that. Over here in the UK. Over in America, there was tons of security checks on it, which isn't a bad thing. Right, so yeah, back onto the video today. So I am going to put on Shooty's Regeneration somewhere over here or somewhere on the screen as well. Just to remind you, I will also do a link so you can see it on the official BBC page as well. So yeah, in regards to Shooty's Regeneration, it was rumoured, yeah, that he's going to regenerate. I was thinking, oh yeah, what a load of rubbish. He's literally just become the Doctor. He's only done, what is it now, 17, 18 episodes. I know he did a bit of the giggle with David Tennant, but that was his first sort of part as the Doctor. Then we had the Church and Ruby Road, season 1, Joy to the World, and then season 2. Oh, yeah, he's not been a very long-standing Doctor. Fans don't want a really sensitive Doctor who is crying all the time, because someone has, in the instance of Dot and Bubble, refused his help because he's of a different colour, and he can do so much. He doesn't care the fact that he's been named like that. He just wants to do so much more to help them. So he then cries. Yeah, if that was Peter Capaldi or Matt Smith, David Tennant, or anyone else, they'd have probably just give them a look and walk back into the TARDIS. So yeah, that's one downside to Shooty's Doctor himself. I have, in all honesty, liked his Doctor. He has been a good Doctor, good adventures. His favourite one that he has done was actually the church on Ruby Road. I did think, oh yeah, this is definitely different. Yeah, we never had a Doctor who's actually sang like this. I know we had Matt Smith who was pretty much dancing on a good few episodes, like the Big Bang. He danced. He did it in another episode. I can't remember which one. But yeah, that's really the only good episode I think he really did do. Russell really did look around more of a companion side, which is a good thing in one sense. But like, the show's called Doctor Who. I really want to look at more the Gallifreyan or the Foundling or the Timeless Child as he currently is at the moment, which I will in a later video see how I still feel about that, but I think you can tell by my reaction. But as I mentioned as well, it was rumoured that Ncuti Gatwa was to regenerate. And as I have mentioned as well, I did think, oh yeah, just a lot of people just trying to say, oh yeah, this is happening. I saw all sorts of rumours as well that Mel was supposed to die at the end of the reality war, or something like that. And Mrs. Flood was supposed to be in a cloud at one point. I know she was above the clouds in a sort of lovely bone prison sort of thing. But yeah, it wasn't nothing like what I read. But yeah, so yeah, when that regeneration came and it sort of all came together, and Ruby was saying to save one person for shifting the world 1 degree or whatever it was. I can't really remember because it's been a while since I watched that episode, and I can't remember every single bit of detail. It doesn't feel like that was really how this Doctor should have went out, for saving just one life that, yeah, he couldn't remember, but it normally takes a lot more of an interest for even any Doctor to have noticed something like that. There'll have been a lot more clues. You could tell it was sort of changed at the last minute. That if you have seen someone like Theories as well, and even Who Culture, they have mentioned that you could tell it was a bit rushed of a job, mainly because Belinda Varadasefu, her hair was different in different styles, and yeah, when I'm rewatching it, there's no way that she's going, oh yeah, I've told you I've got to get back to Poppy at 7:30 or whatever it is in the morning that she's supposed to be there. Yeah, she's definitely not saying anything like that. What they could have done really is if they could have delayed it until sometime in later this year in October or something like that, when it's the winter months, to get the viewing figures up, and changed it where, like in episode 1, the Robot Revolution, there's that bit of vomp moment. They could really do something like that where Belinda says, yeah, it's time to get me home. I've told you I need to get home. And then the next minute, have it where it boom again. And then she goes, I got to get home for Poppy. So there's 2 times that the reality has shifted itself, ready for the reality war. Yeah. And, and again, when the Doctor went back into the TARDIS and basically he's going, oh, I like this face, I'm scared, and then you get that. I will say it was a really good thing to see Jodie Whittaker again. I didn't realise how much I actually did like her Doctor until I did see her again. I will say, when she was the Doctor, I was quite a harsh critic, but now looking back, since I have rewatched her series, I do realise my main gripe wasn't her as the Doctor. It was, like quite a lot of people, Chris Chibnall. I did not like his writing style at all, but we'll come to that at a later date. So yeah, when he's in the TARDIS and he's then saying, I need to, I don't want to do this, I don't want to lose this face, I like this face, everything like that. And he's supposed to be going into the heart of the TARDIS, so it'll push it within the time vortex and everything like that. He doesn't do what Rose does in Bad Wolf. So yeah, I think about the episode there. So yeah, in Bad Wolf, Rose has got Mickey and her mum, Jackie, basically trying to help her pull the TARDIS console up because she's seen it in Boomtown. It's been quite a while since I've seen the Christopher Eccleston era. And they're basically trying to get the TARDIS console to open so that she can basically get back to the Doctor, because she's seen it turn Margaret the Slovene back into an egg. But we end up getting the Doctor shooting his regeneration energy into the top of the TARDIS itself. It doesn't look like it's going anywhere apart from the top, which just seems like a total waste of a regeneration. And then, yeah, we do get a really good part as well where he does say that I don't want to do this on my own, which it does seem to be kind of normal. We got David Tennant, who went without a companion, which was understandable because Stephen Moffat had Karen Gillan coming in as Amy Pond. Thankfully, Matt Smith had Clara Oswald there to help Peter Capaldi's Doctor come into that sort of era. And then again, Peter Capaldi, he was regenerating with no companion there. And then, yeah, the same again for Jodie. She says goodbye to Yaz and wants to see the sunset one last time, and that's it. That's sort of how Shooty goes as well. He doesn't want to do it alone. And a bit similar to Jodie, she doesn't want to do it alone, so she goes outside. So he opens the TARDIS doors, shouts, oh, I'm not alone when I've got you, then joy to the world. And then the star seed shines again. And then his regeneration it doesn't seem like it's a really good regeneration in a way. Yeah, it's nice to have all the regeneration energy coming out of his fingers and his head and everything again that way. But why is it coming out of his chest and everything like that? It just, yeah, it didn't look the best. Yeah. When they did the wide angle shot on it, and he's then sort of shown like he's a bit of a star in his regeneration, yeah, that's good. But I think they'll just basically going, joy to the world, joy's a star. Yeah, let's make the Doctor a star a bit there. And then the next part, which we all know, I'm still not 100% convinced that this is the next Doctor, and that's when Billy Piper returns. Yeah, I do have my theory on that yeah, going back to Bad Wolf and Rose looking into the heart of the TARDIS and the Doctor supposedly going into the heart of the TARDIS just to move everything over to get reality back. That's sort of how that's happened, like some sort of transfer of consciousnesses came in from the TARDIS into the Doctor, and then when he's finally regenerated, he's became either a version of the Bad Wolf, Rose Tyler, or something other than the Doctor themselves. Because when you do look at it as well, Billy Piper is just introducing Billy Piper, nothing else. So yeah, that's mainly it on that there. We're still waiting to see what happens. I do hope we do get something coming from either Disney or the BBC soon about the potential of a third season. I do have a feeling that The War Between the Land and the Sea will air, and then we will get some news about whether or not the Disney BBC deal is still going ahead, or if there's something like, I don't know, for example, Netflix, HBO Max, or something like that, where Doctor Who will be in partnership with. Because I do believe in one of the interviews I have read before, the only reason why Russell did come back is because he is helping the BBC within putting Doctor Who in the digital age and making it on all sorts of streaming websites that way. Oh, anyway, that is everything for today's show. I will bring out some others in this category, which I am calling Regeneration. It won't just be purely Regeneration stories itself. It will be some information like how I feel about the writing within stuff like the Stephen Moffat era, the Chris Chibnall era, the Russell T Davies 1 and 2 era. I'll probably put them two together because it's easier instead of doing 2 videos on Russell T Davies straight away. And as well as that is, we'll also have a look down stuff like how do we feel about Omega? How do we feel about the bi-generation still? Stuff like that. Yeah, we'll definitely explore stuff like that. Yeah, just remember as well that there is 10% off an order with W Energy. The link is all below. Thank you for tuning in today, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.